Hi everyone and welcome to Entrepreneurs Playing Games. My name is Amandine Flachs and I'm here today with Anthony Odogwu, who is the founder of Future Space Technologies. So Anthony, before we start talking about you, I would like to invite everyone to just join us on the discussion. So we are live on Twitch, and if you're not familiar with Twitch, you can ask us anything, anytime. Just write your message in the chat box, and to do that you need to create an account. So it takes 2 minutes, it's easy, it's free, but you need to do it. So be sure to create quickly an account and join us, ask us anything, and we'll be today discussing about Anthony's company and also play some video games, so you can hear the sound of the game we are playing but we can't. So surprise! This game is going to be slightly more mainstream than the game we played before, so many of you might recognize it, and I'm sure many of you already played it. You might already have played it, Anthony, I'm not sure.
We'll see. Yes.
So be ready to ask us anything while we are chatting, and if you have any comments, suggestions or anything, you can reach out on social media. We are also going to launch a video of this interview later on YouTube, so keep an eye on Twitter and we will share the link really soon. So let's dive in. Anthony.
Yes.
Great to have you here today.
No, thank you for inviting me. Thanks a lot.
It's really a pleasure to have you. We had this chat a while ago now.
Yes.
I think it's at least a month ago.
Yes.
So it's good to eventually meet you in real life also.
Yes, likewise. Thank you very much.
So Anthony, you are the founder of an agency called Future Space Technologies.
That's right, yes.
Which is a social media agency.
That's
for
correct.
Millennials, right?
That's right, yes.
What does this mean?
Yes, so primarily Future Space Technologies aims to tackle the big issue of communicating to the new emerging audiences. Who are they? Gen Zs, people that, brought up with the internet, and then they grow into become millennials. So we are the core agency that helps them, communicate actively using social media, and then from there we've moved into the mobile app space as well. So how do they keep them engaged? How do they communicate effectively? And then from there become ambassadors. So that's primarily what we do at Future Space Technologies.
Okay, and what kind of services are you offering? Do you have any range?
So yes, we offer social media campaign management, whereby we walk through with the client, how to effectively communicate to them. We create content, and something very, very important is the insights and analytical reporting. So it's all great having, a great piece of content online, but what exactly is the audience actually doing? How are they communicating? How are they sharing? And then where's the drop-off points? And then how do you retarget them? So that's what we do at FST.
Okay, and what kind of companies are you working with? Is it more young companies looking to address the audience that is a young audience, or is it more older, larger companies who are trying to kind of open up a new market, or just trying to reach a younger audience than what they used to? Yeah,
it's a combination of all three. So mainly young enterprising companies that are just coming on the scene, that have a great product that want to target them. We also open our doors to them, as well as the more established businesses as well that want to launch into a new market and see how they can get those new young minds. So it's a combination of both that we're open to.
Okay. Any recent campaign that you've been working on that you can recognize? Or
oh yeah, definitely. So last year we partnered up with the Department for Transport.
Okay.
There was a big campaign in the UK called the Year of Engineering 2018, which was primarily getting those Gen Z millennials involved and thinking about their careers in becoming engineers. So in the UK, there's a big shortage of youngsters thinking about their careers and going into the engineering. And as a sector, it's quite seen as not as exciting or interesting, especially for young ladies. So they came on board with us and said, hey guys, how do we better communicate effectively to that specific demographic, which is very caged at the moment with things happening with young people online. So how do we break that and also demystify what it means to be an engineer? So they brought us on board to help them with that. and it's very successful, thankfully. And you can see the blueprint now. We're able to get those young people involved in all sorts of activities, which they didn't know involves a lot of engineering skills, which is problem solving, which is designing, which is adding, which is communicating, which we're able to do, using social media. So that's just one recently that we did.
How did you work with them? Did they approach you like a traditional agency with a specific brief, or was it more a collaboration where they actually ask you for advice to build the brief together?
So it was a combination of two things. So they had already put the brief out there. They wanted to have agencies propose what they could do and what they can't do with the budget that they put forth. And at the same time, once you got through the certain stages, then it was more a collaborative approach, meaning we worked together to ensure that the key goals was what they wanted, and also as experts in this area, what we believe will work very well for them. So it was quite an interesting process, especially working with government.
I can imagine that, because generally government are not necessarily very good at talking to the younger people.
Yes.
And they are quite traditional
That's
companies,
correct.
right?
Yes, that's correct. I think that's probably why they picked Future Space Technologies, because we have the expertise with communicating with the Gen Z and Millennial audience. They were able to see not only from what we were doing with them, but prior to them, how we effectively use video, for example, video content where they can click, use live Q&A sessions, and also target key influencers within the space that young people look up to or follow their content or subscribe to their videos on YouTube. We were able to collaborate with them as well to deliver some great content. So they saw what we were doing.
So you work with the influencers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So is there any platform specifically that you targeted for this specific campaign?
Oh yeah, definitely. So Instagram was very good. Snapchat, with that Gen Z audience,
I need to get on it.
They love content that makes that they can share effectively and quickly. And then for them, if it is going into the naughty space, it disappears. So there's no trace of their naughtiness. But so those are the two key platforms that we use for that campaign to communicate to that audience.
Okay,
Yes.
That's interesting. So you said that it worked really well. Do you have any data or anything very positive that you can share with us?
Oh yeah. So definitely, one of the key goals is that we wanted to not only inspire the Gen Z and Millennial audience to become engineers of the future. One of the key things is that we wanted to empower fellow partners. So these were their teachers, parents, guardians, community leaders to get involved. And the key resource for that was the website. So we created a website as well. That was the nucleus.
Dedicated to the campaign?
Yes. That was the nucleus for all resource materials for teachers. Had land maps of, specific engineering activities, science, technology fests that they can take the youngsters to, and schools can take the students to go and see and look at, new things happening, play with androids and that sort of thing. And one of the key stats were there was that what we got back from the students and teachers was, they didn't know that a career in engineering is so exciting. Or so interesting, and no day's the same, which is very, very good insights from not only us, but as a government. They can see that, for the future we can compete globally, with having great engineers come from here. So I think, some of the insights that we got was very interesting for me as well, especially as a digital person, just seeing their behaviors on mobile, where they switched off. And an interesting thing came back that within 10 seconds, they switch off from content.
Really?
Oh yeah.
10 seconds, that's short.
Yeah.
You need to make your point really quickly.
Very quick. So with that Gen Z audience, within 8 to 10 seconds, they switch off in terms of, what they're coming out and how they're taking information. So some great insights came from that. Yes.
I can imagine that. And you made a point when you said that young people at school don't necessarily know about some of the roles and jobs out there. Even social media roles. I remember when I was at school, community manager wasn't even a role that existed.
No,
back
that's
then.
right. That's right.
There's so many new roles, and I think definitely if the companies and people in those roles manage to find a way to communicate better about those, that will definitely help.
Yes. The space, is still very young. It's still very young. The smartphone came out just over 10 years ago with the iPhone. social media follows shortly after.
Yes, that's right.
And like you said, role that community manager, social media influencer. I was reading a report the other day, and it said that for those in school at the moment, they are now looking to become that. I want to become a social media influencer as a career choice. A YouTuber. And, so it's amazing for me that this space is creating a lot of great careers. A lot of people are making some great grounds, and as we're in a very interesting time as well, I'm finding that a lot of issues that deals with us as people, it's being voiced and put out there and seen by millions and millions of people. Had it not been for social media, it might be slowly different. So it's a great space. It's a great space, and I'm really excited for the future.
Do you feel that your clients or company that you're working with,
yes,
do you feel that they embrace this change of communication, and they are happy to adapt the way they communicate, not just in terms of platforms,
yes,
but also in terms of content? As you said, younger people spend less time
yes,
on the medium. So do you feel that your clients are okay with this?
Yes, I think with the younger enterprising companies, they're very much, yes, go, let's see what happens. They're all about creativity, innovation. But whereas with the more established companies, they're a bit careful about how our brand is perceived, bringing up things that may affect them. So they're a bit more safety precautious.
And how you keep your brand
yes,
all over this new medium,
right,
because you're kind of segmenting everything.
Yeah.
So how you keep this brand intact, right?
Yes. But one of the key things that we do at Future Space Technology is ensure that we are fully aware of the space in which we want to launch a campaign or run it on social media, and the best practices are put in place, so we know that we can mitigate against things that may go left. But with the younger companies, we're able to be as creative as possible, deliver some great content, and definitely get the results that they need.
And I guess because you're evolving in a space that is so new and changing, you also have to learn a lot yourself all the time.
That's
experimenting.
That's right.
Every time there is a new platform, try to see what you can do with that, right?
Yes. We are on top, always learning something new. What I say to my people at Future Space Technologies is that you have to unlearn what you've learned.
That's right.
You have to unlearn what you've learned. So once you acquire something, don't kind of hold it as gospel. You apply it, you see how it works. If it doesn't work, you let it go and you keep it moving. So it's important to not only be in the capacity to learn, but at the same time trend watch, predict. There's nothing wrong with that. What could happen in the future? Okay, this could happen. Now we have live features on our platforms. Who would ever think such a thing would happen? So it's something that I advocate at the agency, with our young people there, and ensure that it's part of their life skills as well. That learning doesn't stop in the classroom. It's something that you continue as you push forward in your careers. And
data is key, especially in communication and marketing. So if you don't learn from those data, if you just use them as analytics and reward, it doesn't work. So you need to learn from that, right?
Yes. Data science is an exciting space. It might be quite complex for some people, but what you can do with it now. And what's very interesting is the design aspect. So they made it visually appealing, visually, live in real time, and it's enabled you to see, wow, this campaign is going. You can see it's green here, and it's really engaging. It's blue in this part of the world. It's really dark in that area, so therefore, they're not quite gravitating it as well as we are here, and those sorts of things. So data is imperative, to ensure that accuracy is kept at a high level. You're not just throwing things out there online. You're making sure that it's in line, with the algorithms, and the results are there to be, shouted about if they're great.
And how this adventure started? How did you start the company?
Yes, good question. So for me, it started off, I would say, my sophomore year at university. So I was studying at a time where there was a big social media boom. So you had the iPhone was just being released, Facebook was just coming out, YouTube, Twitter, and then the founder stories behind that were, young 20-somethings at the time. So I was in that age bracket, and I was like, wow, it's something that you didn't hear about. Zuckerberg was a dropout. Those things were unheard of, and here he is, on his $1 billion company. And for me, I was studying computer science, so I had a technology major, and I was like, wow, okay, I can do this. And the first thing that came to mind was the development of mobile applications. So mobile apps was a thing where we could design, we can develop, and I was like, okay, what do I call this company? What do I put out there? You heard the Facebooks was just companies with one name was something that worked very well. But I'm always somebody that likes to be different and lead in a space that is my own, and I could create my own. And Future Space Technologies was born. Future being that we're at the cuff, we're at the cutting edge of technology spaces in which we create, and technologies is what we use. So there will always be new technology, but we'll never be dated. So it works very well. And the abbreviation FST on a brand as a branding guy, kind of worked. And then here we are. Fast forward. We're leaders in the social media, Gen Z, millennial space, and we're doing great things. So yeah.
How big is the company now?
So we have a good agile team of 5. We're growing very quickly. We hope to double that as time progresses.
Yeah.
We are made up of some very, very smart, sharp, young experts, both in design, both in campaign management, both in brand management, and we've opened up the space for data scientists as well.
Okay.
We want to integrate that into our agency, as we believe we'll be very much astute and astounded in what we're doing and what we're delivering.
Okay, and it's going really fast. So what's next for you? Who do you see the growth of the company as an agency? The
Yes.
model is slightly different from traditional startups.
Yes.
So who do you see the growth?
Yes, I definitely want to look into other markets. We believe we've done very well here at home in the UK. I definitely want to look into the Middle East as an interesting space. They're growing very rapidly.
Yes.
And it's now the place pin for the the wealthy in the world now. Go over there to have a good time. Different emerging markets. Want to collaborate and start working with some great brands. Those markets. And keep doing some great things. Working on some great campaigns. Start being featured in some really cool magazines and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. I'm very excited.
Great, that's a good start, right?
Yes,
That's really exciting space.
Yes.
Also, you won some awards, which is very encouraging. So
Yes.
I noted that you won the Sony Mobile Technology Enterprise Award, but you've
Yes.
also been through some Accelerator programs,
Oh, yeah.
which I was surprised because you've been through London and Partners,
Yes.
plus EY,
Yes.
Accelerator,
Yes.
and generally I've been working with lots of startups in the
Okay,
past
okay.
and more traditional startups.
Yes.
But I've also been into some agencies,
Yes.
and the interesting thing is generally those programs don't really
Yes.
like that much agencies.
That's true.
So I was surprised. How
Yes.
did you manage to get in?
Yes, so we developed into the agency space,
Okay.
but primarily, we are an ad tech company.
Okay.
So that's probably what, fitted their mold in terms of getting into accelerator programs. But we've been very, successful. I'm very pleased with the awards that I've able to. It's always good to be recognized for when you're working hard, and you're shouting about it. Your clients are shouting about it. But when the wider community are looking at you and now saying, "Oh wow, we think this individual, this company, is deserves some sort of recognition and accolade," it's always a great thing. So I'm very, very humbled.
It's also good for PR, right?
Oh,
to
yeah.
get more exposure
Oh,
and
yes.
to get access to more companies
That's
potentially.
right. Yes. It's always good to shout about your achievements.
Yes.
When you work hard and you're recognized for it. So that aspect, something that I definitely push forth. Yes.
Were the accelerators useful for you because you are now an agency? So was it still useful for you to go through this accelerator? Did they have the all the programs
Yes.
layout? Was
Yes.
it a good fit for you?
Yes, I think at the time of my early entrepreneur journey, it was very important for me to be in a space with fellow entrepreneurs and founders and business leaders. It helped me with my development in terms of, that business acumen, being in the space, understanding what big business is and how to sell and the life of an entrepreneur the pitfalls and the successes. So I thought it was very good,
Yeah.
on a personal development space. And then you make some long life friends as well, that
do.
support you through your journey. And not only that, you develop some very good business relationships in terms of the experts that you're able to connect with, whilst on those programs. So definitely, I would definitely recommend it if you can, apply and get along.
What was the main thing that you learned as an entrepreneur
Yes.
there, and that you think that would be very interesting to share with other entrepreneurs or people who want to be entrepreneurs? I think lots of
Yes.
people watching this either live or as a video
Yeah.
might be aspiring entrepreneurs
Yeah.
or new entrepreneurs who might benefit from that.
Yes.
So what is a key point that you learned there?
I think for me, the key point I learned was primarily being able to communicate your idea, your business at a level not only the business experts can get, but the layman can get effectively, quickly. We were hearing this term called the elevator pitch. So if you
yes.
happen to be in a elevator, a lift with the founder or an investor, can you pitch your business quickly? Are they able to understand? And then can you connect and seal it within 60 seconds? So it was something that I learned, acquired, and was able to apply whilst on the Accelerator program. And in the art of building great relationships, understanding, okay, what is it that I bring to the table? And that perspective, investor or stakeholder in your business, how can you leverage that relationship, as they're very business and busy people.
Yeah.
So when they're with you for an hour, 45 minutes, are you able to, get the best out of it and also action for the following part, which means that, that when they meet you for the next time, they're able to say, yes, this person's worth my time. So I learned some very good, interesting things whilst on the Accelerator.
You mentioned the elevator pitch, and I think that's something everyone should practice, even
Yes.
if you're not an entrepreneur,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's so useful when you start networking also,
yeah.
just to be able to make it very clear what you're looking for,
That's
why
right.
you're here, and people need to. It's a bit sad to say, but I think people need to put you in a box. They need to really quickly put a label on you. It's really bad, but
Yes.
still they need to understand what is your scope and what you do exactly, but
Yes.
really quickly, in
Yes.
just a few words or
Yeah.
a few sentences.
Yes.
And if you do too many things, or if you can't articulate it quickly,
Yeah.
it's a really bad first impression, right?
Yes, that's right. That's
So
right.
even for that, I think having your elevator pitch ready
Yeah.
for any situation, just
Yes.
in case.
Yes.
You never know, right?
Yes.
Even when you're looking for a job or just looking for a career move or
That's right.
anything,
Yes.
you meet someone in the street,
Yes.
eating your bread. I'm so French. Maybe not your bread, but whatever. You
understand.
go to the shop,
Oh, yeah.
and you never know who you're going to meet,
That's
right?
right. Yes. In life, there's the saying that if you're prepared, you never have to get prepared. If you stay prepared, you never have to get prepared. So it's more so understanding that any opportunity, you don't have to be in a big corporate office in a city. At any opportunity, you never know who you may meet and who they may know. There's a saying that we are 6 degrees of separation. So you're 6 people away from who might be able to offer some assistance to what you're doing. So that's the mentality that I've always had and that I maintain, and I also instill that to one or two young entrepreneurs that I'm also mentoring. That it's important that you have that in the back of your hand, or you have your business card in your tucked in your wallet, and just at any time you can exchange that. So being able to communicate effectively is very important. You can see now in the age of social media, we're always being communicated to. And where those really win, especially as business people and entrepreneurs, is if they're able to communicate what they do very easily to almost anyone. And they're the people that win. You have Facebook, which is, connecting communities. Nike just do it. Automatically, okay, they're a sports brand. This is a social media. You have that. So when you're launching a particular product or services, you want to definitely think about that.
Yeah.
When you're starting a business and looking for it to go beyond you.
Definitely agree. We've been now talking for a while. What about we break the interview, play some video games?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Let's do it.
Let's be ready.
Okay.
I think you have the main controller,
Yes.
so I'll let you
I
press
hit
A.
Okay. Let's hit it.
Okay. Maybe not.
Okay.
Let me check what's wrong on the computer.
That's okay.
I have to pass in front of the webcam. Okay, I'm just going to relaunch the game. Yeah. I think it might be because the controllers switched off.
Oh, wow, okay.
Okay, we're good now. Sorry for that.
Okay.
And we're just going to change the layout. Right here. Hi Eddie, by the way, I see that Eddie is in the chat, so good to see you. I'm jumping on a work call, so I will have to catch up on what I missed later. Loving the conversation. Thank you, Eddie. It was very good to have you last time, and I'm glad you managed to stop by. As you know, the video will be on YouTube in the coming days, so we can catch up with the end of the discussion anytime soon. Okay, so the game we're playing is Overcooked.
Okay.
Have you played this game before?
I haven't, no.
Okay, good. So the idea is we're going just to do the first levels, so the introduction.
Okay.
I'm going to leave the cinematic playing, so I'm just going to make sure your controller is on. Yeah, you're good to go. So it's a very nice game.
Yes.
So you need to press A.
Press A, yeah. Okay.
Yes. So you'll see it's a tutorial, so you don't need to really care about the controls before it's going to be explained.
Okay.
And here's a plot.
Okay.
So as you can see, we don't have the sound, but that's okay.
No, that's fine.
I can't make it work. I mean,
Okay.
there is no way I can make it happen.
Oh, really? Okay, no problem.
Yeah, because of the microphone. Or the only way would be for us to have big headphones.
Okay.
Which is a bit awkward, right? When you're talking to someone.
That's right. Okay, yeah.
So we have the text, that's fine. So it's the end of the times.
Yes.
There is a beast approaching.
Yes.
So this is the Onion Kingdom. Wow.
Okay. Cool.
And they have a dog. So the guy is an onion, but they have a dog. So we have to work together to feed the beast. And I think, so they put us right into the game, so we do it not really great, and then we kind of have the end of the cinematic. So it's a bit odd, but it's kind of fun.
Okay, no problem.
So just so you know, it's just a cooking game, but it's more about reactivity and collaboration.
Okay.
So I am on the left, you're on the right.
Yeah, I can see. All right.
So you have access with A to some at the other. Around here you have access to some salad and tomato.
Okay.
So you need to pick them up.
Okay.
With A. Yeah, and then you need to put it on the table between us because I have the knives, so I can cut it. So now I pick it up.
All right. Okay, I like that.
And I cut it. And to cut it's X. Okay, so now I can give it back to you, and you can put it in the plate while I cut the tomato. The plate is on the other end.
Okay.
And now I give you the tomato, so you can put it in the plate too, and give it to the big monster.
Okay. All right.
And the thing is, it's easy right now, but then there is a time and everything.
Wow.
We have more to do. Now we have to do just a salad. So at the top left, we have the orders. So the first one now is the other one is a salad.
Okay.
And then we have tomato plus salad.
Okay.
So we have to continue with this pace.
Okay, no problem.
I need the salad for now to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
I get it, I'm going to cut it. It's quite easy the first level because it's really easy, but then it's the beginning and it's more of an introduction. But then you'll see it's going to be quite hard. I played just a little bit yesterday and it wasn't that easy.
Oh gosh.
And I was on my own also.
Okay.
So I think you can already give the salad on its own because the first, the next order is just salad.
Okay.
Okay, we missed one.
Alright.
That's fine. Yeah, I just need 2 salad right now.
Okay, so go back and collect.
Yeah.
Okay, put it here.
Okay, I got it.
You require those tomatoes as well? Or?
No, just salad. There will be 2 plates with just salad on it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also give it to him right away if you want to.
Let's do that. So grab this here.
Yeah.
So that's yours.
Thank you. Yesterday I was trying it on my own and it was quite hard to just run everywhere. Okay, so the king onion said it's not good. The beast isn't satisfied.
Oh.
Yeah, we were too slow. So they're jumping into a portal.
Okay.
And that's the end of the cinematic.
Okay.
They are kind of making us play in the middle of the introduction.
Okay.
So, we weren't ready to defeat the beast, of course. We need to kind of pump up our cooperative game.
Okay.
And we're back in 1993.
Wow.
Yeah, we were quite young back then, I think.
Very young.
Yeah.
Very young.
Barely born.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So, we need to train to be able to defeat the beast when we have to.
Okay.
So we need to travel and get better at the art of cooking. I was looking for a game that was going well with the Easter weekend, and I couldn't find anything.
Oh,
I was
no.
thinking, well,
No
what can we
hunting
do
eggs
to
or
Easter?
anything?
So I was thinking, well, maybe
Create
food.
Easter eggs, yeah.
I
That's
guess
a good
people
idea.
are eating food.
Oh yeah, they are.
A
There
lot.
will be tomorrow, yeah. There will be.
Tomorrow, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have some kind of a bus, and we can go now to the next step, which is the first level. That's where we come from.
Okay. So
Yeah, that's the beast. Here, that's the house.
okay.
So let's go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you play lots of video games?
Growing up, I did.
Yeah?
Yes. So
What kind of
PlayStation.
Okay, yeah.
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 You know, I come from a sports background,
Okay.
so I loved all the EA Sports stuff. You know, the basketball, the hockey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The you know, the football.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really love
I
those
guess
games.
it's a FIFA
Yeah.
back in the time, yeah.
But yeah, every once in a while, you know, I had a few siblings, so they would get games, adventure type games.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to remember some of the titles now, you know, Final Fantasy. You remember
Oh,
that?
yeah, I love this.
Yeah, so yeah, you know, that's some good times. You know, playing games. I don't get as much time now,
It's
unfortunately.
hard, yeah. And
But,
I find it very hard to get into some very big and
Yes.
long games
Yes,
because you can play a few minutes here, a few
That's
minutes
right.
there, but it's hard to actually dedicate the time to finish a game.
Yes.
And it's frustrating when you don't
Yeah.
because you're into the story and then for work reason or
Yeah.
whatever,
You have to leave
can
it.
play,
Yeah.
and then you go back to it a month after. You don't
Yeah.
remember how to play, you're
Oh,
not
no.
into the game and the story anymore.
And you switched off, yeah. So that's why you hear of, you know, gamers, you know, diving into games and being on there for hours.
Yeah.
Hours on there. So it's
Well,
scary
I do
stuff.
that sometimes, but yeah. I'll let you click A.
Okay.
Press A,
Let's do that.
and we're good.
Yeah.
So now we have to make a soup.
Okay.
So the soup is slightly different. To make a soup, we need 3 onions,
Okay.
and to chop them, and then to put them in the cooking pot,
Okay.
and then put them in a plate.
Okay.
So that's a lot of step. So we are 2. I think the best is to have one of us
Yeah.
just taking the onion and putting it there, and the other on the other side chopping the onion
Yeah.
and then putting it back, and let the other one put it in the put the cut onions in the pot
Okay.
behind. I think that might be the easiest way to do.
Yeah.
So you have 3 that are cooking.
Yeah.
You have just 2. Third one is here. And then you have to wet that it's cooked
Okay.
to get it back. So if you want, you can bring some more onions in the
Okay.
meantime.
Let's do that then.
And I think the soup is ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go up there.
Yeah, and then
Where we put it?
in the plate right here on this plate.
Okay, let's do that.
Perfect.
We'll put the pot back on the stove.
If you want to, yeah.
Let's do that. Cook some
I'm going
more.
to bring this over there. I don't have any more onions. I think we need 3 to make one, so
Let's go
for one plate.
dirty plates.
And at the same time, we need to wash the plates.
Okay.
That's a lot of steps.
Yeah. So take this off.
Yeah, but there is just 1 onion on it, so it doesn't work.
Oh,
You need
inside,
3
really?
onions, yeah.
Oh, okay, let's put it back.
That's the
there.
thing, it's cooking, so it's going to burn. So maybe the best is to remove it from the oven, from the fire.
Okay, oh gosh.
You have fire in the
Oh,
house.
so how do we burn it? How do we take it out?
Extinctors, and
Okay, wow.
we're good. We're fine.
Okay. Let's get this to waiting.
Yeah, I think from here is the
Yeah.
best. Maybe to take it back. I don't know. Can we do something? We can't wash it. Can
Oh,
we
gosh,
just
it's
put it
burnt.
here? What if we
We put
put
some
the
more
onion?
inside.
Okay. We can't put the onion on it. I have no idea what to do now.
Oh gosh.
We have
Okay.
just one pot like that.
So what's this?
Oh, I think it's good. I put it in the trash. Apparently there is a trash over there.
Okay, very good.
We're fine.
Okay. Let's put it back there. Grab this and put it inside here.
It's not that easy, right?
No,
I need
it's not.
another. I need another onion also.
Okay, let's go.
Perfect. It's a real coordination thing.
Yep. It's quickly before. Before it burns out.
Okay. Got the plate ready. I can put the plate here actually,
Okay.
if you want. If it's easier. Up. And I think it gets even harder because right now we have only soups, so that's only the same thing to do.
Okay.
But I think as it can get harder after that when you have different type of orders.
Okay.
Okay, I got 1 onion ready. I wanted to play this game with my partner for quite a long time,
Yeah.
but I didn't manage to. I just tried it out yesterday,
Yeah.
but I didn't manage to try it out before.
Okay.
I have it for a long time, but yeah.
So you can play it with them.
Well,
Oh. tell me
we played Dota yesterday instead,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
slightly different game.
That's good.
OpenAI just released their.
One.
Yeah, we didn't do really great. That's okay.
But don't give you too much time to acquaint yourself, you know.
I know. You have to be right into it really quickly, right?
Because cooking is an art, you know.
It is.
It's not something you
We
do.
are training, right?
Yeah,
That's part
yeah.
of the game. We're bad at the beginning and then we get
Get better.
slightly better. Do you cook?
I do when I have time. I do, but I enjoy it. You know, it says that food is the best food for the soul.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
right,
so
that's
I really
right.
enjoy it. Yeah.
I let you press A.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, cooking is very good. It's important also to eat things that are good. I think
Yes.
you have lots of, eating only pre-made things is not necessarily good for your body.
Okay, so what are we doing?
Onion soup. The first is onion soup, so we need 3 onions.
Yeah, so put that.
Yeah.
And then do I put this here to you? Okay.
Yeah, sure, can do that. I got the shopping thing here, and I also got the pots. Okay. So yeah, we have it's an onion soup, and then we will have two
This is crazy.
tomato soup.
Yeah. Chopping onions whilst people are crossing.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not at all.
And that's just the second level, right?
Put
Okay,
it
so
in there.
it's in the thing. So you can bring it on the other side, on the
Over here.
describe that. Yes, here. Where did it go?
Open it further away.
The soup was on it. That's odd. Okay, well, we just need 3 tomato now.
Okay.
Oh no, 3 onions again. I think there was some issue. I don't know what happened. Did you drop the plate?
I hope not. I hope not.
I don't know.
What happened
That's
there?
that's odd. The content of the plate just disappeared. That's really odd. Okay. Hope we can make one order at least.
Let's do it.
Okay. Oh, it's not cooked yet. I was trying to go too fast.
We have to. Yeah. We don't want food poisoning now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Right here. Did we got it? I don't know.
What's going on?
I don't know. It still says that we need an onion soup. Okay, that's odd because we just did it. I think there are some orders that just disappearing at the top because we're not going fast enough for them.
Really?
Well, people are waiting, and when you're waiting at the restaurant after a while, if you don't get your food, you just go, right?
Yeah, that's true. But
oh, I don't have any plate anymore.
Oh.
Both are here. Okay, I'm taking one.
That's is that a plate?
Yeah.
What is that? Looks like it's already full up.
Yes, exactly. They're just dirty.
You gotta wash it up. Okay.
So first wash up the plate. Then get the soup.
Yeah.
Need to be faster. Come on, we can do it. We can get at least one order.
Okay.
Okay, we did it. We have one. So now we need tomato soup. We need 3 tomato.
Okay.
Tomato. Not sure about how to say that in the UK.
Yeah,
one is American, the other one is British, right?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Yeah. In the UK, it's tomatoes.
Right.
They enunciate, don't they? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
We are indeed.
We're fine.
We have 17 seconds left.
Yeah. Can you bring the dirty plate?
Okay.
Great. Up. I got a new one here.
Okay.
Oh, time's up. Okay.
So,
who did we do?
24.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine. That's not that bad. I mean,
it's okay.
What does this mean? 24. What is the?
I'm not sure how they.
I guess it's tips, maybe.
Yeah.
We got 4 on tips.
Okay.
And 3 order delivered. So okay, I see. It's like a restaurant bill. So
yes.
Okay. That's interesting. Do you want to do another one, or do you want to continue talking? And
I don't mind.
Okay.
I'm enjoying the game playing, but those watching might want us.
It's getting harder after this one. I haven't been to the next level yesterday. I just did those 3.
Okay.
2, 3. But yeah, I think we can maybe continue chatting.
Okay.
And, sounds good.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Great. I think I've seen also some interviews you did recently,
yes.
And you were. I think it was an article or something, and you were saying that you used to play also the Game Boy when you were younger.
Oh yes,
and
yes.
I was like, that's cool. We're going to. I
Yes.
was looking like, maybe we can try a game for this slightly harder,
Yes.
and then I was thinking, well, maybe not too hard.
Yes.
It wouldn't be that nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what actually sparked the interest in technology and graphics and gaming and how all these things happen. Wow, it's on my fingertips here. So then it was a Game Boy. Those little burgundy buttons and that little cube. To put the cartridge in. And one of the first games that I got was a Tetris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at that.
Yeah. To love that, sit on that all day and get told off for not doing certain things because I was on my Game Boy. And, when it was taken away, get withdrawal symptoms and that sort of thing. But it really sparked the interest, the whole technology world, the gaming world, and what we know now is VR. That was our first taste of it then, and it really gave me an interest into like where we were going as young as I was then, in terms of the future of technology. So it was a great start. They did well in sparking that interest for me and giving me that.
Have you tried any VR experiences?
Yes, a few. But I'm very interested in the space stuff. So there's a few VR stuff where now not only do they put you up in a space, sort of a simulator, they also give you the glasses now and everything, and it's super cool. So there's something that I've put on my to-do list.
Yeah.
And I want to tick off sooner rather than later.
Oh, okay. Great. Well, I've been working in VR for a few years actually. I was in this space for 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
So if I hear of any pop-up experience coming up, I'll let you know.
Please.
Please. For sure.
Please.
There are actually quite a few things happening. Like you have sometimes some pubs or pop-up spaces that are coming to London from time to time.
Okay.
I don't think that there is there are a few places where you can actually always experience VR, but I think there are also some very interesting pop-up coming up sometimes, so I'll let you know.
Please do. I can't wait. Yes.
So we talked about what you do, Future Space Technologies as a company, but also we talk about you being involved in the startup scene and this limit between the agency, but also being involved in the broader scene.
Yes.
When you talk about your business and what you do you feel that people get it immediately, or do you feel that it's still, give me some time to think? Is there a need? What millennials are really, and do they need time to really understand what you do, or is it immediate?
So you do have those that are really in tune and understand and are clear. Usually, if I'm going to be honest, the millennial professionals, that when we go into those companies and do deliver pitches, they get it. Where the challenges is educating those who are slightly more senior and sorely stuck in their ways in emerging new technologies or new digital ways of communicating. So I found that I've taken it on board that we're now educating them on a new way and a new cool way of doing things. So you find that you get questions that are quite very off the radar, very unlikely to happen, but you just want to kind of throw it out there just to give us some sort of it's going to come in here and do something like you like. You're going to come in here and do what we want, which you get with the bigger businesses. But with the smaller ones, or the newer ones I should say, they definitely get it, and they're like, please go ahead, do what you do best, and you want to see the great results. So it's a combination of both, but I would like to turn things to the positive and say that we're educating you on what it is to communicate to those particular audiences.
But I can imagine it can be a bit hard for older companies that are used to do things their way and give a brief to a company to actually let it go a bit, because it's about targeting an audience that it might not that they might not be into. Because of this gap, they might also think that they feel a bit out of the game because it's different strategy, different techniques, different platform. So I can understand they might be a bit frightened before. When you told me about it, I was like, it makes sense, definitely. For sure.
That's right. But sometimes we forget that, as much as in tune and informed and we use it daily, some aren't in tune or plugged in immersively into this space. So for some of them, they really back off technology. Especially personally, with my encounter with a lot of these senior execs, and when it comes to their businesses, they have that same approach. Do we or don't we? But it's something we have to educate them and tell them, this is how we do it. This is how you walk with us, and this is how we can deliver for you, which is one of the key goals that they're looking for us. So it's something that we put forth to them.
Do you think right now millennials and younger people are kind of left out of lots of communications campaign?
Yes. Yeah. I wouldn't say so. I think, with what's trending and how we express ourselves, on those channels, we control it, and we're changing the narrative. So, we control what trends. So unless many of these, bigger organizations or more established or older organizations are not in tune with the most interactive and informed audience, they're in trouble. And we've seen a lot of examples of this, currently, happening repeatedly, still making those sales mistakes and having to get in contact with people like Future Space Technologies to help them do that properly. So I don't think that, as millennials or the young audience, the Gen Z audience, are left out. I just feel that they have to understand that we're, a reputable and in tune, informed audience that they have to align themselves with in order to get it right.
What do you see companies are doing that they really should stop doing to be able to communicate to millennials?
Yes, I think now we're in the time of authenticity. So we are able to look through and see something and understand, that's not correct or that's not right. So I think they have to ensure that whatever they're putting out there, whatever they're communicating, they have to ensure that it's actually correct, it's authentic, and they can back up what's been said. If not, then you're in trouble and your brand's in real trouble. So it's for them to be authentic and ensure that they do their due diligence before putting that information out there.
Do you also see lots of differences between millennials and Generation Z in terms of how they consume content, but also in many different ways that people should be aware of?
I think the major key differences is that some of the millennials had life before the internet. So they were able to see, the emergence of dial-up internet and the emergence of live and messenger before it's gotten to where it is. But with the Gen Z, that's what they know. And one of the key interesting things that we found at the agency is that they see everything on the internet as authoritative and their authority. So whatever they see on the internet, that's it. But when I was at university, we had to still use books and do something called Harvard referencing when submitting assignments. So we still have that, I wouldn't say analog, but that offline approach in combination with online. Whereas with the Gen Z audience, everything's online. That's how they communicate. That's what they do. That's what they know.
That's where you find information about anything.
Yes. So it's very interesting. But at the same time, many of us are having children that are in that Gen Z area. So, that gap is not as much as it was with our parents. So we're very much the cool generation, I think, moving forward.
Do you think that the parents actually play a big role in this?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I think they do. It's also good for them to educate their children or the young people they're mentoring or teaching or those looking up to them about also the dangers of being online and some of the very unfortunate things that happen online in terms of cyberbullying and that sort of thing.
Yes. And it's rising because everyone now is online.
Yes.
You can't escape it. You can't not be online today.
Yes. And just as we've been playing games this morning, there's some communities also that I've been plugged into that are very colourful, as I should say. So these are sorts of the things that I believe we should start putting in the curriculum. But at the same time, it starts at home.
Yeah.
Of this is the danger, this is what could happen, and this is how to raise alarms to those that could possibly help you out. So it's important to put out the possible dangers as well.
You talk about also the curriculum, and I think something that lots of people start noticing and start using is that the younger generation are kind of doing more things, more different things, and have more different interests they'd like to pursue and also highlight.
Yes.
And today you are building your online presence.
That's
and
right.
It's just not as a company, but it's also as an individual.
Yes.
Everyone is like a mini startup.
That's right.
Trying to push exactly what they like, what they don't like, what they are good at.
Yes.
And it's changing the game a lot.
Indeed. So what I deem is what you call the generation of polymaths. So polymaths being it's a old Greek term for being an expert in more than one thing, and you find that that's the new thing now with this new audience, this new generation. Everything now is about your brand. How are you putting yourself out there? What are you doing proactively? And why are you doing it? Having that key goal. And I think as a business owner myself, as an entrepreneur, I'm looking at young people that are applying to our agency with those things. I want to see what you're already doing. so that when you come through the doors at Future Space Technologies, you're already on your way with just, leaders from ourselves and my leadership team. You know what's going on, you know what's happening, and it's more or less second nature to you.
Yeah.
Whereas, when we started in the professional world, we had to kind of learn and go through weeks and weeks of training. Whereas where I see it going now is that, many of the new personnel would already be innate with a lot of things, and it'll be second nature to them.
Yeah, you already have a presence, an identity
That's
that
right.
you can
Yes.
actually show, and
Yes.
even things that you've been doing. Some
Yes.
young people are already having their own YouTube channel and their
That's
own
right.
managing their own merch and everything, and
Yeah.
it's actually building and managing a business
It
that
is.
you should be able to actually
Yes.
highlight and say, yeah, I've done
Yes,
things
yes.
online, but I've done things.
Yeah.
Even if I'm 13,
Oh, yeah.
there are very
Yeah,
young, very
yeah.
good people.
Yes, and being entrepreneurial is now
Yes.
an important professional skill. To fully understand what it takes
Mm-hmm.
for a business to start, for it to survive, and then to go to IPO level. Having those skills in you,
Yeah.
will be a big asset to any company once you're joining them.
Any resources that you find very useful to you that
Yes.
you think young people or less young people should have a look at or be involved in, things like communities or books or
Yes.
anything that you find that really helped you going through this entrepreneurial journey?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're in the space of podcasting. It's a great way of learning about former business leaders, people that have launched successful companies, and successful people in general. So I think downloading, listening to podcasts are very good. Getting out there as well, so not staying stuck behind your computer in one corner somewhere. Getting out there, networking. In London here, we're blessed with a very lucrative startup scene, and there's something happening every day. So you may not be able to go every day, but definitely check. Okay, once a week or twice a week, I can attend a startup event and see what's happening. And at the same time, collaboration is important. Collaborating with those that you believe will help you get you to the next stage. Leveraging your skills, exchanging, and building something together. I think it's important. And I think that's the key thing of what actual community is working together. Yeah. So those are the things I would say entrepreneurs should be doing.
That's good points. Yeah, I definitely agree. And again, we are lucky to be in London because there are many things happening.
Yes.
And that's exactly the reason why I launched this format, because I love going to events, and I go to so many events, but also meet so many people who don't have the time to attend all those events.
Yes.
And between going to an event where you're going to meet people and going to an event where you're going to listen to someone, I feel that people will go for the networking event all the time.
Yes.
You want business cards, you want to get contacts,
That's right.
and you can actually learn so much online.
Oh, you can.
So I feel that it's kind of tricky to go to events just to listen to someone experience, and generally you don't have the opportunity to ask your questions anyway.
Yes, that's right.
So that's why I prefer to bring this format online, where you actually can ask questions to entrepreneurs, and not just successful entrepreneurs, but people who are working hard right now that can tell you, I'm doing this, I'm struggling with that.
Yes. And they can give you real-time advice.
Exactly.
Real-time, problem solving. Sometimes they say you're stuck in your ways, and it just takes for that fresh pair of eyes to say, have you tried it this way?
Yeah.
And before you know it, you've solved, and you've saved yourself hours and hours of agony. So yes, it's important. Yeah.
I'm also talking about talking about having an online presence for companies.
Yes.
Is there anything you wish that everyone would be doing? Any social media platform maybe, or anything that you wish everyone would be aware of? That's a number one thing you need to start with.
I mean, if you are looking to launch a business in this day and age and you're not online, you're in deep trouble. Because the first thing we do, and which has become part of our English language in the dictionary, is Google it. So people are definitely going to search who you are and who your business is. So if you don't have a good website, good social media profiles, you're on your LinkedIn, you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram, people might not take you as serious as you would like them to. So it's important. I think number two is, what is your key goal for being on social media? Is it to be controversial and say and do many exciting things, or is it to be authoritative? Do you want to build an audience so that they're able to now join your startup? What is your key goal that you want your social media profiles to be? And then finally, are you consistent? am I gonna check your page or certain things, and you're not there for months, and people don't follow and switch off. So it's important for you to be consistent and understand why you're on social media and then the need to be online. It's very important when starting that business.
I definitely agree with all that, and I would also add consistency is also between platforms, not just the frequency you're posting, but also between platforms. I've seen some people that had website designed in some ways, and then a completely different wording for another platform, and then some other platform that is just too personal, and you're like, well, that's great, but if I look at your different profiles, if instead of going through LinkedIn I go to Twitter, it's a different person. So you also need consistency in terms of what you're posting on the different channels. You can have personal channels and professional ones.
That's right.
But you need to make sure that if you go to one or the other, you understand what you're doing.
That's right.
And who you are.
That's right. We're in a social media age where there's social media personalities, if you didn't know. So people are perceiving a whole different lifestyle, different world on there. And in fact, they're completely different people offline. So it's important for you to have brand consistency on each channel. If you're checking the Future Space Technologies, you would see the consistency on all our social media channels, and you should apply that same principle to your business and to your business profile as well.
What is your personal favorite channel for that, for everything?
My personal favorite channel at the moment, I think Instagram is a whole different world itself, especially with the introduction of IGTV. So you have video footage that is live, interactive, but specifically in what I would say in profile form. So you can't create a certain video and multi-purpose it. You've got to create specifically for Instagram, which is very interesting. And I like how LinkedIn is bringing in a lot of those aspects that they've seen work with other social media channels and making it a little tad personal. So now you've got the hashtags, people are able to record. You have the feature of stories now, which is a great feature. So people can actually see a day in the life of a CEO, a day in the life of a data scientist, a day in the life of an entrepreneur, and those sorts of things. So I'm enjoying what I'm seeing in terms of the new features on these social media platforms.
I like how things becomes more personal because people are kind of pushed to create more content.
That's right.
And I think it becomes very personal, and I really like that because when you're looking for information about a company, it's actually good to get to know the CEO.
That's right.
Just people from the team, and videos for that are fantastic.
Yes.
So you just see even a small clip, a few 1 minute or 30 seconds video with just people saying hi. I've seen some companies when they started doing that. For example, Buffer was very good at the a few years ago. They were sending some animated gift with their team members saying hi and these kind of things, and I think it makes everything very personal.
Yes.
Changes the relationship.
It does, and we're in the space of transparency. We want to see, we want to know. Are they green? Are they clean tech? What are they doing? How is it to work there? How are they delivering my product and that sort of thing? So it's great that companies are embracing it and giving an insight to their audience of what's happening and for them to interact with them as well. I think it's a great touch. It's a great touch.
People are also a bit more critical when a company doesn't treat them really well, or it isn't very transparent. They think, there might be something wrong. So transparent is definitely the key that I advise to everyone I meet. You need to just be clear about what's your goal. And if you can't talk about something, just be transparent about it. You can't talk about that. That's right. We're all smart. We can understand that.
And then move on. Yes. With what's happening, the climate is very interesting, and for me, it's for future best business practice. Transparency, authenticity, being clear. These things are leading up to the new business principles and a better world and a better future. So I think it's a good place we're in, and what's happening is a great start, and long may it continue.
Great. Well, we've been chatting for a while now, for a bit more than an hour. So I'd like to ask you: is there anything that I didn't ask you about that you would like and you wish that I asked you, and you would like to talk about, or any topic that really is close to your heart or anything?
I think one of the key things would be for us to ensure that we collaborate and also lift the next generation. There's a saying that if you hold the lights and your light, you're not dimming the other. In fact, once you put it together, it becomes brighter. So I think it's important that we collaborate and help each other. It creates for great space, great clarity, and great things come from collaborations. So I think for me, those are one of the key things I would like to drive home. Work together, share information, help each other, and I'm sure not only will you be fulfilled personally, you will see some great business results as well.
That's a really great, I definitely agree with that.
Yes.
So you are active in the community, you attend
Yes.
lots of events. Is there any place where people can find you in the coming weeks, or any community that you think could use a shout out and that are doing a great job in London?
Yes. So we are running a series of spring masterclasses. We just did one mobile apps for business, and we're about to do a second social media for business, which is on the 30th of April 2019. We kick off at 6 p.m. And it's in collaboration with the Royal Borough of Chelsea and Kensington. So we'll be launching it there in their lecture theatre. So sign up and register and come along. Send your business people along. Yes.
Great. Well, I'll make sure to share it with the link.
Please.
With the link to the video, and I'll add it to YouTube and everything, so people can be aware of that.
Please.
So 30th of April.
Yeah, 30th of April. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Well, I think that's it. If anyone wants to reach out to you, can they reach out on Twitter?
Oh yes,
LinkedIn,
yes.
Whatever, you're everywhere, right? So
Yes, so we're on all your favorite social media channels, including my personal ones. So LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. You can just type in Anthony Odogwu, and for our company one, you can type in Future Space Technologies and find us. So follow us. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. We are reaching the end of this episode. We will have another guest in 2 weeks that I will be announcing in the coming days. I'm not sure exactly when, which day, but it's already booked, everything. But will be announced in the coming days on Twitter. So be sure to have a look at Twitter. We are also on Instagram a little bit. It's my personal Instagram. I try to get used to Instagram. So if you have any tips actually to improve my Instagram profile, let me know. I try to do more, but I'm very new to Instagram, to be honest. We're also on YouTube, so I'll be sharing the video. And if you created an account, or if you have an account on Twitch, feel free to also follow us. That would be really great and show that you enjoy the show. That's stupid, but just a like sometimes is a good way to get the temperature and how people react to what you create. So any suggestions, feel free to reach out. And I wish you all a very good Easter weekend, because today is a Easter weekend special. So I guess many of you might be with your family or
friends,
hunting for chocolate, maybe eating chocolate already.
Yes.
I don't know, but thanks for everyone, and I hope to see you in 2 weeks.